St. Martin is half Dutch, half French. The whole island is 34 square miles. It's so small that you could fit 35 St. Martins inside our smallest state, inside Rhode Island. St. Martin has a super famous airport, the Princess Juliana International Airport. It is famous because it sits so close to the beach that when planes fly in and out, the wheels on those planes come down so low they practically scrape the sand. It is supposed to be wild to watch. People literally stake out the beach to watch the flights. They had to post a sign on the beach warning people not to get too close. Look, jet blast of departing and arriving aircraft can cause severe physical harm. So this is what that famous airport used to look like in St. Martin. Today, it looks like this. St. Martin's landmarks, including their world-famous airport, have taken a devastating blow. This is what it looks like inside the airport. Check-in desks all flooded, debris all over the place. Local officials in St. Martin say huge swaths of the island have just been leveled. About 80,000 people live on St. Martin. Most of them have now seen their homes damaged or destroyed. This is what the docks used to look like. Now the docks look like this. This is one of the hotels in St. Martin in brighter times. It has replicas of famous paintings on the outer walls. This is that same hotel now. You can still see some of the paintings, though nothing else really looks the same. St. Martin is famous for its beautiful, pristine beaches. The beaches of St. Martin now look like this. Hurricane Irma is expected to make landfall in the mainland U.S. this weekend, but already it has whipped through the Caribbean. It's killed at least 17 people so far, including at least 5 from St. Martin, and other people in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands and in Barbuda. Barbuda is next door to St. Martin. It's a little bit larger geographically, but it has a lot fewer people. Fewer than 2,000 people live there overall. This was Barbuda before Irma hit, as you can see, just lovely. This is Barbuda today. The Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda says that Barbuda is now barely habitable. The island's only hospital and airport were destroyed. There's no running water. There's no phone service because the communications tower, which you see right there, just snapped in half by Irma. This was the headline in Barbuda's main newspaper today: "Destruction unreal, hundreds desperate to get out." And those hundreds of people still left on the island are desperate to get out, not only because of what has just happened, but also because of what may happen next. Hard as it is to believe, another hurricane is heading right toward Barbuda right now. Hurricane Jose, it's currently a Category 4 storm, a very big storm, and it appears to be heading right for Barbuda. The Red Cross sent us this video from the ground in Barbuda today. Prime Minister is telling people to get out now, to evacuate to Antigua, Barbuda's sister island. Together, Barbuda and Antigua form a single country, but they're about 40 miles apart. And they believe right now that Antigua is safely out of Jose's path, even if Barbuda is not. So volunteers and relief workers have been on the ground in Barbuda today before Jose hits. They've been ferrying people off the island with helicopters and boats, trying to get as many people away and over to Antigua as they can. Jose is supposed to hit Barbuda tomorrow. They are really seriously running out of time in what is already dire circumstances. Joining us now from Antigua is Michael Joseph. He's the president of the Red Cross in Barbuda and Antigua. He was in Barbuda yesterday with a team from the Red Cross. Mr. Joseph, I really appreciate your time. I know this is an incredibly difficult time for you there. Thank you for being with us.
It's always a pleasure.
Can you just tell us what you saw when you were on Barbuda, and can you also tell us if Antigua is dealing with significant damage?
Well, first I'll start with Antigua. I must say that we were very fortunate that the hurricane shifted north. Our fortunate, though, turned into being unfortunate for the Barbudan people because it placed them directly in the path, which turned out to be even more damaging. From our assessment yesterday when we went in, if you know Barbuda before and what you saw, it's completely destroyed. To be honest with you, I would say 100% of Barbuda, because even the buildings that are left, there's so many other factors. And in the words of the Prime Minister, Barbuda, I wouldn't say barely habitable. I would say just completely uninhabitable.
What is the status of the evacuations? Has everybody been taken off the island? Obviously, there's not just concerns about the conditions there now, but about what's going to happen if Jose comes in tomorrow.
Yeah. And yes, after the mandatory evacuation, all persons would have left Barbuda. again, because there were serious concerns. Even as the Red Cross, we shared humanitarian concerns where we felt that the people of Barbuda, if they remained, the number of fatalities would have increased significantly than the one that we had before. So all persons were evacuated from Barbuda ahead of Hurricane Jose.
And in terms of your responsibilities as the president of the Red Cross in Barbuda and Antigua, what do you anticipate doing next? I mean, describing that island as not habitable, as being basically 100% destroyed. How do you approach the relief effort there? Obviously, you need to get people out of harm's way, but what are your next steps? What do you plan to do next as an organization?
Well, there are a few different things that we need to do. So we have now the people that are now in Antigua from Barbuda, so we have an entirely displaced community now. So we're going to have to work in terms of dealing with their needs locally as they arise, and working with the Ministry of Health, the National Office of Disaster Services, identifying what those needs are, and then applying the right resources where necessary. But then when we go back to Barbuda, because of course dealing with the displaced community is only a short-term goal. So when we get towards Barbuda, we're looking now at more long-term. We're going to have to look at working with Barbudans to help build proper infrastructure, proper houses. We're going to have to work with the Ministry of Health in identifying health issues and bringing health programs. You know, Zika is still very much a concern for the Ministry of Health and for the Antigua and Barbuda Red Cross. So these are just some of the different programs. We're going to have to help rebuild houses. We're going to have to help with livelihoods. We're going to have to get fishermen back into the sea so that we can get the Barbuda economy start turning again. And this is really how we're going to get Barbuda back to the gem that she is.
Michael Joseph, the president of the Red Cross in Barbuda and Antigua. Just an incredible task ahead. It's amazing that there wasn't more of a loss of life. Thank you for being with us tonight. Good luck to you, sir. Please stay in touch.
Thank you.
All right, we got much more ahead tonight, including big news from the special counsel's office, from Robert Mueller's office today, plus more about what is ahead with Hurricane Irma. Stay with us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.